Under-Secretary General for Global Communications of the Department of Public Information, Ms. Alison Smale. You have the floor, madam.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, delegates, good morning. Thank you for inviting me here today to share with you some of the Department of Public Information's highlights since the 40th session of the Committee on Information in May. And it is paramount that we have a vital, robust, and nimble department.
I'm not using any force. Where's Tom Amonte? Where's Christian Saunders? I'm covering the budget. I'm a journalist.
That serves as a source of information about the work and agenda of the United Nations, and that empowers people to fully participate in the economic, political, social, and cultural life of their communities.
So now I'm banned from the UN. I'm banned from covering the UN. You know, the guy twisted my arm. I filed a police complaint, and I filed a complaint with the police. The guy grabbed my arm and he twisted it, and that's abuse. Well, you were there. I'm telling you, I've been banned from covering a meeting about Yemen because they attacked me while I was covering the budget. I was covering the budget.
Matthew, you were asked to leave.
Unjustly. I have a rule. Have you?
On your inner city press, untruths about me.
Oh, really?
If you cannot write.
Then okay.
Write the truth.
Absolutely. Then I can be let in if I praise you. I'm not going to. It's unconscionable.
But if you want to write the truth.
It's unconscionable that an Assistant Secretary General would stand by while guards were twisting the arm of a journalist. It happened. I have the shirt. There's a police complaint. I hope you're part of the full review.
As outlined in the report of the Secretary General on questions relating to information, the Department, under his direction and guidance, is undertaking a reform plan designed to help us become more agile in our operations and more impactful in our communications.
We're about to tell a story. Is the United Nations. That's the United Nations. We're at Inner City Press, yours truly, Matthew Russell Lee, thrown out of the UN 59 days ago by Antonio Guterres, as I reported on his collusion, thrown in the street, and haven't been able to get back in the building since. I've been banned. A totally Kafka-esque review by Alison Smale, UK official, that never spoke to me once. The story I had been working on that's been made more difficult by the ouster, but was finally completed and published last night, has to do with the conflicts of interest of Antonio Guterres. Antonio Guterres has a son. What is the conflict of interest? He has a son who works for PT Portugal, does business in Angola, Namibia, Cabo Verde. Mr. Secretary General, why have I been banned from the UN? For 17 days I can't enter the UN. I'm a journalist. It's censorship. Your security roughed me up as I covered the budget, and I can't come in for 17 days. It's called censorship. It's really unfortunate. You need to do something about it. I wrote to you on June 25th. I said Lieutenant Dobbins had attacked me. Why didn't you do anything on Cameroon? 100 villages burned down. A journalist thrown in the street that asks about it. It's shameful. It's shameful censorship by the Secretary General.
Both within the organization and with external stakeholders and the public. This is an integrated process complementing the Secretary General's three major reform streams.
We've also answered Mr. Lee's questions. We continue to answer the questions that he emails in, questions that he's asking.
Privilege studentów I uczonych к wypełnieniu celi w uniwersytetach I na miejscowym urovni.
Involves Mr. Lee. He said, or he has claimed that he was not admitted to the UN premises during the General Assembly week, despite an invitation which he accepted to a forum sponsored by the Committee to Protect Journalists. So I'd like to know whether the ban on Mr. Lee's or removal of his accreditation as a UN correspondent now is extending to his physical presence on UN premises in any capacity.
At this point, Mr. Lee is not allowed into the building. Edie.
My hope is that the Department of Global Communications will help in closing the trust gap.
Mr. Lee's questions.
What do you mean banning him for life?
Not an
Someone for
expression
life?
that anyone from here has ever used.
Academic circles and research.
На следующей неделе
At the next week,